Hey, my wonderful peeps. I hope you had an amazing weekend. I just got back from a 3 day women's retreat, of which I did do a talk on ask for what you want, or the art of asking for what you want. And I didn't realize just some of the things that I had to break through to get there this weekend. And I am definitely borderline introvert, extrovert. I can crawl into a hole and be by myself, or I could be the life of the party. And it depends on who's around me, my mood at the time, what I have been going through. And for the most part, I'm pretty happy go lucky and, like meeting new friends. But I didn't realize, I think I shared with you last week when my friend Vicky, hey Sam, when my friend Vicky showed up from Michigan to my house on a Monday night. And I had started processing some things that night and that week leading up. And I didn't realize just how much being isolated for the last 2.5 years has affected me. And basically, I hadn't been around people other than my family. And it had, that was the norm we had for 2.5 years. And now that things are opening up a bit, and I can remember back when I was young in my 20s, and I had driven to, I think it was Niagara Falls, to go see my boyfriend at the time. And my parents, we didn't go anywhere without my parents when were growing up. And this was the first real time that I decided I was going to just take off without my parents. They knew where I was going, but I didn't have anybody with me. And when I was driving over the Burlington Skyway Bridge, I had this intense feeling of um, breaking free and having the freedom to do what I want to do, right? And just knowing that, hey, I no nobody else in my family had done that. Just decided to go off and take a 3 hour trip by themselves to go see a friend, and it felt freeing. I can remember that feeling like it was yesterday. And so when we were locked down, I didn't have that freedom. I was allowed to go to work, go to the grocery store, and come home. And that's what we did for the last 2.5 years. Although I did decide to start the show, write a book, and now I'm a book reviewer for other authors. But, I just decided, or it was decided for us that, we should just be by ourselves. So that being said, there was a little bit of anxiety about taking this trip. And I have been with my amazing husband for 5 years and married for 2.5 years, be 3 years in October. And other than one night taking my parents to Mississauga for a bone scan treatment, I had never left my husband for more than an overnight trip. And it was only once in the last 5 years. So it was just like, okay, how is that going to pan out? What does that look like? And all these things kept on coming up and coming up and coming up these last 2 weeks. And I'm like, okay. And the fact of the matter is, it would have been the first time I would have crossed the border there and back by myself without having anybody as well. And, did the whole can I arrive thing. But I mean, I don't know. There were a bunch of stories being told back and forth over this pandemic about coming back and things like that. And I thought, well, what if something goes wrong, right? But it all went right, except for the construction in Michigan. I mean, when you're coming from Port Huron way back to Windsor or Detroit, the tunnel, the ramp to get off onto the bridge is completely gone. So, I mean, there's construction pretty much everywhere I went in Michigan this weekend. And kind of like road maps, if you want it bad enough, you're going to find a way to get around the roadblocks. And so that's what this weekend was. It was getting around the roadblocks. So, it just seemed like everything that I had been fearing or had anxiety about It's just like it all melted away. And I had a really amazing time with some amazing ladies. And I met my soul grandmother this weekend. Her name is Nicola. And I love that woman. She is like my animal spirit. She she's just so cool and amazing. Joined the Peace Corps at 69, and what a wonderful lady. So without getting over my fear, um, or any anxieties that I had, I would have never had those experiences. So, what is it today that you have anxiety about? What is it today that is your roadblock that you need help getting past? I would love to hear from you. Um, would love to help you get past those roadblocks if you're willing. But yeah, so that was my weekend story. What is your weekend story? Would love to hear from you. And we'll talk. Don't forget, tonight at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time is the Unstoppable Overcomers with Jana Wiswati. Definitely an amazing woman who is out to accomplish lots in the world. So stay tuned tonight at 7 o'clock on this channel. Bye for now.